Day one of closing statements has been adjourned due to concerns over Jimmy Lai's health. The court learned today that Jimmy Lai has not received medical treatment that was prescribed to him. Earlier today, we were at the court where the national security trial of Jimmy Lai is hearing closing statements, and we saw the scene outside where there were lines of supporters there braving the humidity and the occasional showers to bear witness to this moment. We also saw the heavy security presence with police and police vehicles out in force. Now, inside the court, Jimmy Lai appeared noticeably thinner, wearing a white shirt and black spectacles, and people around Hong Kong and around the world are watching this trial very closely. Lai was the media mogul who risked his fortune for Hong Kong's freedom. Now awaiting his fate in jail, he is a flashpoint between the U.S. and China. Before his victory in October 2024, Donald Trump, in a phone interview with Hugh Hewitt, vowed to secure Lai's release, saying he would do so, quote, 100% yes. And as president, Trump pledged to raise Lai's case in trade talks with China.
I think talking about Jimmy Lai is a very good idea. We'll put it down, or we'll put it down as part of the negotiation.
In a radio interview with Fox News this week, Trump said,
I am going to do everything I can to save him.
Two people campaigning for Lai's release say that they were told U.S. officials did bring up Lai's case during the talks. Since those talks, the U.S.-China trade truce has been extended. But China is standing firm. Its U.S. Embassy spokesman saying, we strongly oppose external forces using judicial cases as a pretext to interfere in China's internal affairs or to smear and undermine Hong Kong's rule of law. A rabble-rousing tycoon behind a popular pro-democracy tabloid, Jimmy Lai had long been a thorn in the side of Beijing. His high-profile trial, which began nearly 2 years ago, is now coming to an end. He's charged with 2 counts of colluding with foreign forces to endanger national security, along with a separate charge of sedition. He's pleaded not guilty. His arrest after a sweeping national security law imposed by Beijing, which China and local leaders said restored stability to Hong Kong after months of anti-government protests in 2019. At that time, Lai had lobbied foreign governments to apply pressure on China and made this direct appeal to President Trump.
Mr. President, you're the only one who can save us. If you save us and stop China's aggression, you also save the world.
Prosecutors say Lai's actions amount to lobbying for sanctions against Hong Kong and China, which is banned under the national security law. His lawyers argue he stopped doing so after the law came into effect. Lai faces a possible sentence of life in prison. And for the 77-year-old, life would most likely mean life. Lai has already been in jail for nearly 5 years. Jimmy Lai is 77 years old. He has diabetes. He has been in custody for nearly half a decade, much of that time in solitary confinement. Earlier this week, I spoke with his son, Sebastian Lai, who is deeply concerned about his father's health. Watch this.
If you put a 77-year-old man in a concrete box in solitary confinement, by the way, is a form of torture, right? So 15 days of solitary confinement is prolonged solitary confinement. You put him in a concrete box under the Hong Kong sun for essentially close to half a decade. It is detrimental to his life. That's not conjecture. That's just a basic fact.
Now, we did reach out to the Hong Kong government for their response. They said that Jimmy Lai had requested to be removed from the general prison population, while also adding this. Let's bring up the statement for you. Quote, the remarks by Sebastian Lai regarding Lai Chee-ying's, that's Jimmy Lai's, solitary confinement are completely fact-twisting, reflecting a malicious intention to smear and attack the HKSAR government, unquote. Again, day one of closing statements have been adjourned due to concerns over the health of Jimmy Lai. Closing statements could take anywhere between several days or weeks before leading to the announcement of a verdict. Back to you, John.